Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday live coaching in the Bold and Successful Women's Business Facebook group. I am excited you're here and ready to look at the first half of 2021 and to get ready to rock the next 90 days, the third quarter of 2021. I've been typing dates today, so I was about to say 2022, which put us way ahead of things. For those who don't know me, my name is Heather Cameron of IgniteYourMarket.com, and my passion is helping women business entrepreneurs get into action and get results by turning strangers into paying clients and creating the systems and processes to support that so you can do it with ease and create the lifestyle that you want. So give me a sec. I'm just going to make sure I'm live. If you're on live, say hi. If you're listening to the replay, do hashtag replay. Just going to give it a check. I do find sometimes when I go live in Facebook in my group, I don't always see the responses. Sorry, I don't always. There we go. I'm watching myself. I don't always see the responses. I don't always see comments. That's the word I was looking for. I don't always see comments. So today I want to talk about the key things that we need, or 5 essential elements to really rock your next quarter. 5 essential things that we need to do when we're planning. And it's halfway through June. We're almost halfway through 2021. And it's so important for us to plan, and I feel like my camera's off, but I'm not. It's so important for us to take a moment to look at what's happened already in the year and to plan for success. And there's kind of 5 key elements that need to go into this. And I'm such a believer in planning. I believe in creating 90-day rolling plans. Basically, that means at the end of each month, you review your 90-day plan and you tack on the next month. That way, you're not... you're constantly keeping your eye on the future. And it's my own personal experiences when I didn't keep an eye on my future income, when I didn't know what was coming and what actions I needed to take, everything was done at the last minute and I didn't get the sales and didn't get the outcome I wanted because I wasn't prepared and I hadn't made it as easy as possible for myself and for my clients or future clients to sign up. So by doing these type of exercises, it benefits you and it benefits your future clients. That's why I'm so passionate about doing this and why I've created a new program or a new workshop that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. So the 5 key elements to really creating a plan that's going to give you the success that you want and rock your next 90 days is 1, celebrate and review. So we are in the last month of the second quarter. This is the time to really start to celebrate what you've accomplished in the first half of 2021, no matter how big or how small those accomplishments are. You know, if you're still here, you're still in business, celebrate the amazing things that you have done. Celebrate that you wake up every morning to be excited about your business. Celebrate you blew through your targets. Celebrate that you maybe you didn't blow through your targets, but that you grew your list, or that you got out of your comfort zone and you did some lives, or you went and spoke to a bunch of people. Whatever it is, celebrate. Such an important thing for us to do. You know, we have these long goals. We have, business success doesn't happen overnight, no matter what anybody says. There's lots of work that's happening or what anybody presents. So we have to celebrate each little moment, and then we have to review. Now, some of you may still be running through to the end of June, which is great, right? There's still 2 weeks left to hit the goals and create accomplishments. But we also have to be thinking of the future and where we want to go. And by reviewing and by looking back and asking ourselves, what worked really well in the last 6 months? What didn't work so well? Where did I get in my own way? Review your numbers. So really important exercise is to review your numbers. And when I talk about numbers, if you've ever, one of the things that you can go back and look at, they're in the guide section or the unit section, whatever they call it, is something called Celebrate Your Amazing Month. And you can ask yourself these same questions for the last 6 months. It doesn't, the questions are empowering and they're going to get you where you want to go. So you can ask yourself these same questions even when you're reflecting back for 6 months. So part of it are very simple questions like, what did you accomplish? I have a client who tripled her list. She did a giveaway event. She tripled her list. Fantastic accomplishment. I have another client who just cleared this huge block. She was holding herself back to take her business to the next level. She had all the skills, all the training, all the amazing things that she needed to take her business to the next level, but she was holding herself back. She would say she was doing it, and then her actions weren't reflecting what her goals were. And that's a really important thing. Are your actions reflecting your goals? Her actions were not reflecting her goals. She had a goal to play over here with a certain set of clients, and everyday actions were over here. So her actions were her comfort zone and her goals were her growth zone, and they weren't matching. And that was a huge aha for her. It was a huge celebration. She let go of a program. So that's an example of just, celebrating what you've accomplished. It doesn't always mean money in the bank. We all want it to mean money in the bank. You know me, you're in business to make money. That's part of what we do. But it doesn't just mean money in the bank. We have to celebrate what we accomplish. And then look at what worked well. What worked really well, right? Maybe your emails to your list worked really well, or maybe your onboarding of a new client worked really well. What worked really well in your business? What challenges did you face? Now, be honest with yourself. What challenges did you face exterior? What things were, I was trying to do something yesterday. My website wasn't working. I hit a problem with my software, external challenges. But there's also internal challenges that we face where we have our own mindsets hold us back, or we did something that just didn't work out. So what challenges did you face? What lessons did you learn? So what did you learn this month, this 6 months? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your industry? What did you learn about the choices that you made? What did you learn about how to do things? What did you learn? What do you want to improve? What things do you want to improve? What things can you change? What do you want to leave behind? And that can be mindset, that can be programs, that can be ways of working. There's a lot of things that we could choose to leave behind and say, just not serving me anymore, and I'm not going to bring them forward to the next month and the next 3 months and the next 6 months and the next year. So what do you want to leave behind? And then what are you most grateful for? And that's a really powerful, simple exercise. If you're listening to the replay, if you're on live, I can't see you right in the moment, but if you're on live or you're listening to the replay, just pause if you're on the replay and go through and ask yourself those questions. It is hugely powerful to do these exercises. And then really look at your finances. That's a very common one. How much did we make? How much did we spend? But also review your expenses. Does it make sense? Are you spending money in the right places? Is it time to maybe find a better deal, or maybe it's time to change something? Maybe you've been paying for something that you're going to get to. That happens with a lot of memberships. We sign on to a membership. I have been in my career on more than once. I've been in like a membership learning environment, and I realized like 6 months in, I have not touched this, and I don't want to miss out. The fear of missing out makes me continue to pay for it, but it's not the right choice. So that's a letting go and reducing my expenses. So where are the opportunities for you to reduce your expenses, renegotiate things like that? And then what are your audience numbers? And I'm going through this really fast because I just want to put these seeds in place for you that doing this review is really important and empowering. And if you're interested in doing this in a group, if you want to do this with other people, all of these steps, I am doing a planning. It's called Accelerator. It's a 90-day planning workshop on June 29th, and I'll give you the details at the end. If it's something you're interested in, I will post the link, but just write Accelerator or Accelerate, and I will give you the information on it. It's going to be awesome. I already have people signed up for it, and I haven't even released it yet. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a day of really getting focused and getting into action, which is my passion. So that's your celebrate part of it. That's your reflection. Very powerful exercise to do. I actually do it at the end of every month. I think after 6 months, I would have a harder time going back and looking at it. So if it's your first time practicing this, then do it for 6 months. But I encourage you to do this type of exercise at the end of every month. And there is a whole video, I think it was like 45 minutes in the unit section about this process and how to do it. Step number 2. So step number 1 is celebrate and review. Step number 2 is set your top 3 goals. So for the next 90 days, what are your top 3 goals? And they need to attach to your vision. They need to attach to where you're going, and that's something we'll be doing in the workshop. They need to attach to your vision, but what are your goals? And I always believe there needs to be a money goal. So what's your money goal, and what other goals do you have that you want to accomplish? Now, your money goal is going to break down into other goals, but you may have goals on top of your money goal. So for example, somebody may have a money goal of making $10,000 a month. And I always use $10,000 because it's an easy number. Make $10,000 a month, but they may also have a goal of launching a podcast. Maybe they have a goal of writing a book. Maybe you have a goal of working 4 days a week. Maybe you have a goal of being able to work from anywhere. So whatever your personal goals are, what are those top 3 goals that you're going to be moving towards in the next 90 days? And being very consistent about them. And one thing I want to kind of bring up here is the different type of goals that we can create. So there are aspirational goals and there are action goals. And we need both. But one without the other doesn't work so well. But aspirational goals without action goals, we don't tend to get results. Action goals without aspirations, we're playing small, typically speaking. Not always, but it can be playing small. So they marriage well together. And what I mean by an aspirational goal, it's a wish. It's something that we want. We want to make $10,000. Well, we have to take action to do that. There are action goals involved in making $10,000. So therefore, $10,000 is an aspirational goal. I want to launch a podcast. Pretty much an aspirational goal until I get to the action goals that I need to do. And when people talk about specific, measurable, SMART goals, specific, measurable, I can't remember what the A is. Specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-sensitive goals. We're getting into action goals. That's when you get into having an actionable goal. So if you take, I want to launch a podcast, well, what actions do I need to do? So maybe I need to come up with a title. I need to come up with a theme. I need to set a launch date. Well, I'm going to create my launch plan. That's an action. I can create my launch plan. I am in control of that. When it comes to 10K, I'm not in control of 10K until I break it down to the actions I need to do. So for example, if I sold a $1,000 widget, I know the actions I need to take to increase the probability of selling 10 of those $1,000 widgets. I need to create some marketing campaigns. I need to send some emails. I need to reach out to people. I need to ring doorbells. Whatever it is that you do, you know what those actions are. So when you're talking about your top 3 goals, typically they're kind of the aspirational goals. And then you need to break them down into the action goals, which is something that is going to create a success plan. Without doing that, you don't create the success plan. So hopefully that makes sense to people. And if you're joining me live, say hi. I see I see a few eyeballs, but I don't see any people. Sorry, that didn't make sense. I see some people watching, but I don't see any comments. If you are commenting, I'm just not seeing them today. Thank you, Facebook. And if you're on the replay, #replay, let me know. Number 3. So number 1 is celebrate and review. Number 2 is to set your top goals. Set your top, set a money goal, set aspirational goals, and really think about how they're going to break out into other things. Number 3 is gotcha mindsets. So be really aware of the stories you tell yourself that hold you back, right? If, for example, I have a client who her got you mindset was that she didn't need anything more. She didn't need more. She had enough. And so that was holding her back from actually really offering her services at the price that they deserve to be and making offers and creating that business that she really did want, but she kept going back to, I have enough, right? And so when we broke through that to really say, well, you can have more than enough. It's okay. It's okay to have more than enough. It's okay to create wealth in your company. It's okay to dream bigger than what your life was. It was very freeing for her. And as a result, she was able to refocus her marketing and sell in a completely different way. So that was a got you mindset for her. We all have different got you mindsets. There's there's no room for me. There's too many people out there. Or I've done that and it didn't work, so why would it work now, right? We all have got you mindsets. And when we're aware of them, we can rewrite them. We can challenge them. We can tell them, nah, I don't have time for you. Thank you, but I don't have time for you, right? You're not serving me anymore. So being really aware of your got you mindsets will help in creating a 90-day success plan, right? Because if we don't challenge them, they just they stay on us. They stay attached to us. And I put them on your shoulders. They're kind of like sitting there weighing down your shoulders, and they stay attached to us if we don't challenge our got you mindsets. So that's an important part, an important element of creating a successful 90-day plan is to challenge your got you mindsets. Number 4 is, and I've done this exercise, I did it recently in a workshop that I was doing, but it's make your money real. Money is just paper, numbers on a piece of paper, numbers in a bank account. It's only when we make them real that we start to feel into them. So what does it mean? And that's the example I just gave you about the woman who felt she had enough. But when we started to make it real, and I asked her the question of what would you do if you had an extra $10,000 a month or an extra $5,000 a month? She's like, and it was easy for her to answer that question. It was much easier for her to answer that question than I expected, but she was holding herself back from that. So we have to give money a place to go, right? It needs to have a purpose. It needs to do something. So if you want to make whatever, there's a certain amount that has to go to the tax man. That's just the way it is, people. There's a certain amount you need to run your business. Are you paying yourself? And when you pay yourself, what are you going to do with that money? I have a list here on my computer that has in the next 12 months, my top 10 in the next 12 months. I wrote it about a month ago of things that I want to do with the money that I make. Right? And so it includes stating how much I want to make. That's one, but it also has things like hire a house cleaner. I used to have a house cleaner. I loved it. And I haven't brought one back in given pandemic and all those things. Work 4 days a week. Learn watercolors, right? These are just kind of things to give my money a place to go. Right? And the more vivid and the more precise you can be about that, the more it starts to become real. And there's an internal excitement. Just reading my list to you, there's an internal excitement that happens when our money is real versus just a number. Right? I hope this makes sense. It's so important exercise to do to make your money real and to challenge yourself when you're just settling with the norm. Because you can have whatever you want, right? You can dream the bigger dream. You can have the bigger dream. You have to think, well, what would I do if I was making $5,000 a month? What would I do if I was making $10,000 a month? What would I do with that money? What would it offer me? Maybe it would let you pay off debt. Maybe it would allow you to buy a new car in the next 12 months, right? So if you say, well, in the next 12 months, I want to replace my car. Well, I need to and I want to pay cash for it. I want to buy a new car and I want to pay cash for it. So I need to make the money to be able to do that. I need to have the connection between that. So a really important exercise is to give the money a home. As you plan your next 90 days, as you plan your vision for the next 12 months, where does your money go, right? So if your plan is to make $5,000 in the first month, $10,000 in the second month, $15,000 in the next month, that's going to give you $20,000. No, $30,000. See, there you go. That's going to give you $30,000. Where will that money go? Some goes to the taxman. Some goes to supporting your business. Where's the rest? Some goes to paying yourself. And then what do you do with that money? So really important exercise to make the vision, to attach yourself to the outcome, to get excited for your business. Because what happens if you don't do this is often you undersell your services because you're so passionate about your products and services that you're selling them, but you're not charging what you deserve to make. And you're undervaluing your service and giving stuff away for free or compromising your pricing or whatever it is. As opposed to say, I'm going after this target and I'm going after this target. I'm going after whatever target I set for this month because it's going to enhance my life. It's going to enhance my people's life, whoever your friends, your family, however that works. And it puts such a pull on it. And it's not even the time frame that's as important as recognizing that you need to have that connection. You need to have that emotional and reward type connection to really get the results that you want. So an important part of it. And then number 5 is your game plan. And so your game plan is taking those aspirational goals and turning them into actions, turning them into committed dates, turning them into shining the spotlight on your products and services, making a sale, turning them into your daily, weekly non-negotiables. How are you going to run your business? So it's really about stepping in to be the CEO of your business and breaking it down into what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. Creating your success plan or your game plan. And that's what you're going to work towards over the next 90 days. So when you want to create a 90-day success plan, you need to get down to actions with dates. You need to say, these are the things I'm going to do, and you need to consider your daily non-negotiables or your weekly non-negotiables. Last week I talked about sales generating activities. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you go back. It was a great list of 10 plus ways that you can generate sales. You need to have those sales generating activities as part of your game plan. Because if you're not making sales, then you're not really in business. And if you're not growing your audience, which is such an important part, it's typically shrinking. So what activities are you doing to grow your audience? What activities are you doing to make sales? When are you doing them? And how are you making them happen? And that's about creating your game plan. That's about creating that 90-day success plan. So the key elements, that's what I wanted to share today. What are these key elements that are going to get you there, right? So one is celebrate. Always, always celebrate. Be grateful for where you are in your business. Celebrate your last 6 months. That's number 1. Number 2 is creating those top level aspirational goals, your money goal and your other goals that you want for your business, your wishes, your aspirational goals. And then being aware of your got you mindsets. What's holding you back? What's getting in your way, what limiting beliefs, just being aware of them and then changing the narrative, making them no longer acceptable for you, right? And it's important to think about, where are you not being the person you need to be to run your business? Where are you not stepping into the CEO of your business, right? And so the mindsets that get us all twisted up, and we all have them, and it truly is like peeling back an onion. You know, all of us are going to pull back the onion on one mindset and another one's going to pop up. And we're going to pull back the onion on another mindset and another one's going to pop up. But the more we're aware of them and not giving them life, but being aware of them enough to dismiss them, to change them, to give a counter argument, because a great deal of our mindsets are actually untrue. So don't believe everything you think, right? This thing in here, it's our friend, but it also is our protector. And sometimes it sees things that aren't truly bad for us, and it protects us from this. So sometimes it makes us play small because it doesn't like to be out there. You know, it sometimes doesn't like the scary, but you are capable of conquering all of that, of shifting your mindsets, of changing that, and just believing these things are possible is the first step to all of this. So really important step in this process. And then step number 4 is make the money real. And I could do a whole video, a whole live on this. I might do that in the future, which is when we make our money real, when we take it and we give it a home, and we give it a place, and we give it a promise for our lives, for ourselves, even if it's money in the bank, right? If it's to pay off debt or to have enough money to retire. I had a friend many years ago who was also self-employed, and her comment was that she wanted to retire. She wanted to know that she could. So her goal was to have enough money in the bank, because she had no pension, she had none of the typical things that employed people have. She wanted to know that she would have enough money in her bank to retire, to have the lifestyle that she wanted, and continue to work, to take that stress off. And she knew what that number was, right? So it had a purpose. Every dollar that she made that went into that gave her peace of mind, right? So it's not about spending the money. It's about knowing what that money will give you when it's where it's supposed to be. Paying down debt. If you have debt, paying down debt is great. If you need a new car, or you need a new deck, I need a new deck. If you need a new deck on your house, right, you need to get the money for that. So by selling X amount of things, I can get a new deck on my house, right? That kind of association really does help give you the reason to do it. And we can get into this kind of complacency about it. So giving money at home is number 4. And number 5 is, what's your game plan? What are the plans and the steps that you need to do to get to that? And so what I wanted to introduce today, and if you're on my email list, you'll be seeing some emails going out about it. There'll be more posts in the groups about this, is I am launching a brand new workshop. It's going to happen on June 29th, and it's called Accelerator, Your 90-Day Plan to Success. And we are going to be live together working. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern. It goes to 5 p.m. Eastern. And this is a roll up your sleeves, pen to paper, fingers to keyboard, however you like to work. It's not going to be training. This is an interactive, get it done, get it on paper. Let's get your action plan together. And we're going to be doing a great exercise on mapping out your content. So we're going to create a content pillars, content circles, so that you're not sitting there and thinking about, what do I want to post when, how am I doing this, where am I posting it? You have a framework. Then you can take that framework and put it into practice and use it. So there'll be exercises about getting crystal clear about where you are. We're going to get a number, a financial goal, a financial monetized number, and break that down. And we're going to look at your systems. What's working, what's not working? Are you aligned? Your vision, your actions, and your goals, are they actually aligned? And if they're not aligned, where can we tweak and fix the misalignments in them? What systems do you have that are working? What systems do you potentially need to change? Maybe you need to create something. Maybe you're going to launch something brand new. Maybe you're upping your prices. Whatever makes sense for your business. So it's it's a group coaching program. It's a group workshop day. We're going to be doing it on Zoom. No travel required. We're going to be doing it on Zoom, and it's an interactive day to really create this plan. And then we're going to break it down. We're going to take it into the actions that you need to do for the next 90 days. How are you going to achieve these aspirational goals? What actions are you going to do this? If you want to double your list, how are you going to double your list? If you want to add 10% to your list, how are you going to do that? What actions are you going to take on a regular basis? Do you need to create something new? Do you need to promote something you already have? What do you need to do? And that's how this workshop's going to work. There is pre-work once you sign up for the workshop. So not only will you have a day, but there's also some pre-work, some reflection to do, so that you come in with a starting point and we get right to work. And when we roll up your sleeves, pen to paper, keys to keyboard, you're going to come out with a plan, something that you can sink your teeth into, you can feel, you can get into action and get results. And that's the full goal of this workshop, to accelerate your success, to create a 90-day plan that you can work with, and also to really instill some kind of habits and systems that are going to make a difference for you. So I call them your weekly and your daily non-negotiables. They're habits and things and systems that you put in place to get to the goals that you have. So that's what it is. I'll drop a link in the comments. I'll drop the link to register in the comments. You'll see more about it in the next week and a half or so as I promote it. I actually have not promoted it yet. I have a couple of people already signed up for it, who I've talked to about it. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a powerful day. It's a small investment to really make a difference. So I've priced it really, really affordable. So it's a small investment to give you some amazing outcomes and amazing 90-day plan to really kick off third quarter of 2021. So that's the third quarter is July, August, and September, which can be really tricky months depending on your business. So having a plan so that you can enjoy summer, enjoy your life, but get the results that you want is really important. So I hope it's something that you consider. If you'd like any questions, if you have any questions and you'd like me to talk to me personally about it, feel free to drop me a DM, put a comment here, say, Heather, I want to talk. Let me know and we can reach out and do that. You'll see the sales page. I'm going to put it in the links. And I'm really excited about this. If you're on my email list, the details will be going out probably tomorrow on it as well. And you'll see some more promotional stuff going on about it. But I hope it's something that would help you. My intention for creating this was really to give that focus moment, because it makes such a huge difference in your success of your business if you really do these type of exercises. strategic planning, planning your business, being the CEO of your company is the difference from having a hobby type business and having a really successful business that meets your needs. So, have any questions? Let me know. That's what I wanted to chat about today. Thank you for those who are on live, whoever you are. Hi. I know that sometimes we listen to it live and we don't have time, we don't have the ability to make comments, and that's cool. I appreciate it if you're listening to the replay, #replay. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing last 2 weeks of June. I'll be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for a live coaching. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover, I have a list, but I'm always open to things that people are particularly interested in, have a question about, would like some more information about, would like some coaching on it. Happy to cover that as well. And have an amazing, celebrate, pat yourself on the back, celebrate for being in business, celebrate the accomplishments that you made, and then really spend time, whether you participate in my workshop, whether you do it on your own, whether you participate in somebody else's workshop on planning. It's such an important activity. It's one of those things that if you invest the time in it and you really walk through the steps, you can have huge changes in your business. You can have huge shifts in outcomes. It's a really critical step for success in your business. When I lived in the corporate world, it's something we did a lot of because it really does make a difference. We had vision, we were always planning 6 months to a year because you've got to keep your eye on that future income. Planning what needed to happen now so that we could achieve those things. Some of the projects that I worked on were multi-year projects. So that was a constant thing of not only planning it, but having checkpoints to make sure you're on track. Because often if you don't have a checkpoint to make sure you're on track, you deviate and you move off to different ways. So that's it. Would love to have you in the Accelerator workshop. If you have any questions, let me know, and we will talk to you later. Have an amazing day. Thanks.